Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know, man. We live. We back. Welcome back. I'm your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. This is the Golden Goose DFS experience. We are the leaders in single entry content. But no matter your style of play, like I always tell you, man, whether you're a 150 max or cash game player, head to head, whatever the case may be, if you're playing NBA DFS, this is one of the best spots you can be in. Go on and hit that subscribe button. Turn your notification bell on so you know when the videos and content drop. Trust me, you will not be sorry on this one, man. Also, all I ask on this free show is one small favor, that you hit that thumbs up, man. Get a video a good like there. Pardon me there. Get a video a like. It's greatly appreciated. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. All right. This is my starting five. If this is your first time here, well, I give you 5 plays across the various positions. Point guard all the way down the center. On guys that's in my player pool, I got my eye on, and kind of give you like a opening early look like lineup construction. So that's what we aim to do here. We got that queued up. But before we do, we got my lineup review going over my lineups from the night before. All right. Let's get right into it. Y'all know I don't like to hold you long. Last night, rough one, man. Took a beating. No Bankero for me, no Peyton Pritchard. The best 2 plays on the slate. You had to have them if you was looking for a takedown. I had neither of the 2. I just got a little unlucky. We had a bunch of value open up, especially with those Atlanta Hawks players. You had to kind of get 2 or 3 of those in your lineups. None of them really smashed. Jalen Johnson had a good game. Outside of that, everybody was just okay. So that was the tail of the night for me. We'll break down where I got a little unlucky at. Definitely it was a good spot for me. But here's my $5 single entry right here, 260. Like I said, we had a lot of value opening up with the Hawks. Then we got Ja Morant ruled out. Sorry, having a little trouble speaking this morning. We got Ja Morant ruled out. And that got me to Scottie Pippen. So ultimately got me off a lot of my Brunson down to Scottie Pippen Jr. here. I thought he would bump into the starting lineup with the way he's played, but he didn't. He came off the bench, which kept his ownership down in some spots, but he was still solidly on here and here. In this contest, I'm sorry, gave us 40 fantasy points. Zach LaVine, just a guy I was heavy on in this spot here against Memphis. I thought it would be a shootout. I bet the over here, like I said. I appreciate y'all for coming through right there. Zach LaVine was just solid. I thought he could see a 50 burger in this spot, but 44 fantasy points was just okay. Wish he have gave me a little more. Here is where I got unlucky at, man. RJ Barrett. I caught y'all slipping right here. I just got unlucky in this spot with foul trouble. He was limited in his minutes. Once we got RJ Barrett ruled in late, I knew he would not get any ownership. At 6,800, man, he was coming off a shoulder injury, so I figured he was good to go. When you have upper body injuries, you still can run and you're still in shape. So that paired with the fact that Quickly was out, and I knew he was going to try to be the point guard. Him and Scotty Barnes were going to run the point. Barrett was going to get the rebound, push it coast to coast, all of the above. And he got out to a great start, man. First 3 minutes of the game, he had like 14 fantasy points, but foul trouble just killed me, man. OT saved me a little bit. He ended up getting to like 28, 29 minutes, I believe. But had it not been for overtime, he would only play 24 minutes, had 5 fouls in 24 minutes, killed his rotation, really hurt me here. If he doesn't get in that foul trouble, man, and then we get OT in this game, could have been a big spot. Which brings me to my next point of Michael Porter Jr. here at power forwards. Got him at a good price, a little lower ownership. I thought he could be a sneaky value. And it's a run back to Barrett in a game that got to OT. Most times in the NBA, man, you get that. If you got that OT game stack, that double OT game, it usually works out in your favor. Just unlucky here in this spot, man. Didn't get enough fantasy points from the spot, just from that game environment like we should have. At the center spot, Isaiah Jackson, 3,500, man. This is just strictly a projection play with guys out. Is a little different value play. Got him at 3%. He worked out well, man. 29 fantasy points. At the guard spot, Luka Doncic let me down in what I thought should have been an easy game for him here against the Utah Jazz. Jazz ended up hanging around a little bit here. Luka only 44 fantasy points. And then down at the bottom, man, the two Atlanta guys, Rashir. No disrespect intended. I don't know how to quite pronounce that. Hopefully, I'm getting that right there. But 43% on, man. He became a value play once Hunter got ruled out. One of my favorites. Only 17 for him. Then I got to plenty of Clint Capella. I moved off of Wendell Carter Jr. and got to Clint Capella. I thought he was a lock for an easy double-double. That hurt my other bet there. I bet Clint Capella the double-double. Just he didn't get the minutes, man. He still only got 24 minutes in this spot. So just another unlucky spot in what I thought was a guaranteed lock value play. I was over the field on Capella, so that definitely didn't help my winnings. All right, let's go look at FanDuel and see what we did over there. Same thing you'll see. I got to look Keontae George, 5,800. I believe he was over here to get a little different in this particular lineup. 30 fantasy points from him. Got the Scottie Pippen Jr. You see, I'm still on Zach LaVine. He was just okay. Anthony Simons, man, I don't know what is going on with him, man. It's 6,600. I thought it was a decent price for him in this game that I thought could go over as well. Thought he could, he's a guy that can get hot and shoot the lights out. Just 13 fantasy points. This really hurt me right here in this particular lineup. Rashid again with 20 fantasy points, 70% on. RJ Barrett, once again, I told you, I was heavy on RJ Barrett, man. I thought I caught y'all slipping there, and I really did. It's just a little unlucky, man. Got to some Kyle Kuzma for the running back since we had those Atlanta guys in the lineup. AD was just, I told you yesterday I was just going to play him, man. 60 fantasy points here at 13% ownership. And then Clint Capella got me off of Jokic. That would force me to AD. I liked AD yesterday. I was going to try to put AD and Jokic in here. We got that value with Clint Capella, but didn't quite crush for us. So, like I said, overall, rough nights on the DK and FanDuel side, but we march on. Got a nice 4-game slate today, and I got it queued up for you. Let's talk about it. At the top, it's basically going to break down to the Golden State Warriors there. We have no Steph Curry, potentially no Andrew Wiggins. If Wiggins misses, you're going to have 2 to 3 Warriors in every line. It's basically going to turn into the same thing as the Hawks last night. That's where the bulk of your value is going to be at, as it sits right now. If something crazy happens, it could be some more value that opens up. But right now, you're going to have to attack how you play the Golden State Warriors is probably going to determine the slate right now. And the beauty of it is, nobody's certain on the run. We have guys we like, as you can see in my lineup right here, my stuff. I have guys I like, but they was playing 12 men, man. It's no telling who Steve Kerr gonna land to. He could go with the hot hand, whoever's playing hot, whatever the case may be. So you're going to have to play the ownership game here. If people are certain on the guy, especially one of those guys like Moody or Trace Jackson, if you see the field getting heavy on those guys, man, I would just go somewhere else. You just play the ownership game. I think is how you get leverage and get different on this 4-game slate, man. It's not a lot of spots to go, so you're going to have to play the game, but nobody really knows. So with that being said, one I like, pretty sure a lot of people are going to like, is Brandon Podemski at 4,900. Hopefully I said that right, man. He should step into the starting lineup. We don't know. Like I said, Kerr can do anything. I think he had a comment saying we 12 players deep. He said we're a deep team. We'll be ready. So it's no telling what he can do, but anticipating B-Pod here being in the starting lineup. And if he is, man, he's a solid player. We saw thinking back to last year, if you watch and play fantasy back then, he's very solid contributor when Curry was out, man. He's capable of 30, 40-point games at 4,900. Sign me up, man. At the shooting guard, Dennis Schroeder, 6K. Listen, I think it is one of these spots we may have to start attacking the Denver Nuggets. It's still early. It's a small sample size, but there is no way they should have struggled with Toronto last night. I thought that would have been an easy cruise to victory. Whatever the case may be, this Denver Nuggets team ain't as dominant, ain't as good as I think they should be. And you get them on the second night of a back-to-back here where they offer overtime game against the Toronto Raptors. I think you can attack the Denver Nuggets in this spot. I like this price tag on Dennis Schroeder, 6K. I think the Nets keep this game a little close. I may take them plus the points, man. This Denver Nuggets team is struggling early. I still think Denver win, but I may bet the Nets plus the points. And I like Schroeder on the other side in this game. Some solid peripherals. He has the upside to score offensively. So He can churn out a big game here. And like I said, I like the price tag, and I think we may be able to pick on these Denver Nuggets. Give me some Dennis Schroeder right here. At the small forward, Buddy Hield. Now, this is my other play right here. I think he's in play regardless, but if Wiggins is out, I'm going to absolutely love Buddy Hield. They're going to still need scoring and guys that can create their own shot. One thing I do know, Buddy Hield is going to get up the shot attempts, man. Especially with no Steph Curry out there. He going to think he's Steph, especially if he's in that starting lineup with no Wiggins. Sign me up for some Buddy Hield at 5,500. Now, it's all scoring. I get it. We're going to need him to shoot the lights out. We're going to need him to shoot good. He ain't going to have to shoot the lights out because he has a very solid price. But we're going to need him to shoot good. He don't offer much in the way of peripherals, but I think he can get it going in this spot against the New Orleans Pelicans. At the power forward, I want to look at Lauri Markkanen. This is a guy I think going to come in a little lower on. And this Jazz team as a whole probably come in lower on. But they're projected to score some points here. They have the second or third highest implied team total on the slate. Sacramento, another team that's on the second night of a back-to-back. Well, both of these teams are actually. I like getting the Lauri Markkanen right here, though. 36. He's averaging 36 fantasy points on the year, 8K. I don't think this will blow out. Like I said, Vegas has the Jazz projected for 114 implied team points. 114 implied team total, man. Markkanen, live for a double-double. He can get hot and score the ball. He's the primary scorer on this Utah Jazz team. You can sign me up at 8K, man. I think it's a nice way to get different on this slate. Then at the center, man, I'm going to stay in that Denver-Brooklyn game and run it back with the big man Jokic. Like I said, I know it's the second night of a back-to-back. I do think they win this game. They can't come out here and drop this game. They already off to a shaky start. They're going to need him to play big minutes, and the Nets just have nobody to guard them. If they're going to start Ben Simmons, doesn't matter. They're going to start Nick Claxton, it doesn't matter. He's going to have his way. They don't have any size down there to throw on him. Like, it's hard to guard Jokic as it is anyway, but you need a little bigger guy so he can't just walk under the basket. Like, he should dominate down there, but I do think the Nets in this game, I love this pairing of Schroeder and Jokic here. But there you have it, man. You're starting 5 on DK. B-Pod, Dennis Schroeder, Buddy Hield, Lauri Markkanen, and Nikola Jokic. All right? Let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm feeling over there. On the FanDuel side, stand with Dennis Schroeder at the top. 6,300, man. Like I said, I just think you can attack this Nuggets team. It's early. We'll see. It's the second night of a back-to-back. I like my chances here. I like this Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas. It's a couple of Nets I like over here. Cam Johnson as well. I think we can get to some of these Nets today, man. Shooting guard, B-Pod, staying with him. A little more pricey over here. Ain't as much as a smash as he is on DK, but definitely think you can get to him. Like I said, anticipating him moving to the starting lineup. Now, this can change. If it comes out and they got Moody starting something weird, who knows, whatever Steve Kerr decides to do, I definitely will fall back and adjust my strategy accordingly. At the small forward, like Anthony Edwards here, 9K. Not much to explain, man. The alpha of this Minnesota team. It's early, but Dallas giving it up to shooting guards out the gate. I don't think Clay can guard him at all. He should be able to have his way with this Dallas Mavericks team here. At the power forward, stand with Lauri Markkanen, 8K for all the reasons I just said. Like I said, they had the second highest implied team total on the slate. He's the alpha. He's the main. He's the primary scorer over there. He should come in at low ownership. I like him to get different on this small 4-game slate. And then another piece in that same game, I want to look at Walker Kessler here. Now, we got a 3-game sample of him. 2 games where he played 29 minutes, 1 game where he played 20 minutes. The game he played 20 minutes was against the Golden State Warriors, a team that could go a little smaller, like to push the pace a little bit. So I'm thinking it could be a situation where Kessler's minutes going to be determined on matchup, depends on the matchup and what the other team's strategy is. They're going small. Do they have a big over there? Being that they're playing the Sacramento Kings, Sabonis is a big. I think this could be a spot where Kessler plays closer to 30 minutes. In the 2 games he played 30 minutes this season, he's gave you 50 points and like 39, right at 40 fantasy points. I think this is a spot he can get closer to 30 minutes. I think they will want him out there to try to guard Sabonis a little bit. So I like taking a shot on Walker Kessler here at 6,600. I know he's definitely going to come in at low ownership. A lot of people probably getting John Collins over here for the Utah Jazz, but I think this is a spot Kessler could pick up more minutes, as long as he doesn't get in foul trouble or anything. But looking at Walker Kessler at 6,600, all right? There you have it, man. Just starting five on FanDuel. Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen, Anthony Edwards, B-Pod, and Dennis Schroeder. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know they're going to be in mind. Y'all know any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below in the comment section. Holler at me on Twitter, whatever the case may be. Y'all know the motto, man. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I see y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's get it.